Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky's Commissioner of Agriculture addresses how much the Commonwealth has grown as a state and how we have always tried to innovate. And one organization is helping kids soar towards their goals by encouraging them to pursue nursing in Eastern Kentucky.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 5 a.m. on July 12th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. And Brandon, I feel like the past couple days we've talked about the fog. I don't really know what it looks like across the region. I know it wasn't as bad for me driving in this morning.
And that's the case for a lot of folks, I think, this morning.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yep, exactly. There could still be some out there, but we're not seeing a whole lot on our camera network just yet. A little bit outside the WYMT studios. But first, let's take you to Hyden over in Leslie County. Thanks to our friends over at Earth Camper for providing this camera for us. But you see, not a whole lot of action downtown there in Hyden this morning. So again, all quiet across parts of the region. Now, a couple of 50s out there, not as widespread as yesterday, and some warmer temperatures too. We've got Jackson and Monticello at 66, Pikeville at 65, 59 here in Hazard, Middlesboro, Jonesville, Jacksboro too, also Wise, 58 Grundy, and 55 is the cool spot in Clintwood. Your out-the-door forecast this morning, that's actually our third morning in the 50s in some locations out there this morning. Yes, it's still July. 88 this afternoon, maybe 89 if we get lucky out there. We're going to see that possibly around 5 o'clock this afternoon. And again, it's just going to be a hot day, but one more dry day before those rain chances return. I'll track them out for you in just a few minutes. Olivia?
All right, thank you, Brandon. Kentucky has its largest budget surplus in history. The state budget director says general fund receipts were $15.1 billion for the fiscal year that ended June 30th. Revenue outpaced the spending plan by more than $1 billion for a third year in a row. There was double-digit growth in sales taxes. There was also increases in business tax receipts and from higher property tax receipts. The message from the budget director about the surplus said the underlying reason for the strong revenue growth is more jobs and higher wages. It all came despite the fact that Kentucky has started phasing out its state income tax. One of Kentucky's largest automotive supply companies is expanding. Officials with Hitachi says they will expand their Madison County operation with a new $153 million investment in Berea. It's expected to create 167 new jobs. Kentucky company leaders say the expansion is a result of increased market demand for electric vehicles. Kentucky's Commissioner of Agriculture was in Bowling Green yesterday speaking at the Kentucky Conservation District meeting. In his speech, Ryan Quarles talked about how far Kentucky has come as an agricultural state. Agricultural education, all of the different local products that come out of the state, and the creation of agricultural technology. Quarles also talked about the importance of conservation and how it was started after the Dust Bowl.
This is the largest man-made environmental disaster in U.S. history, and that's what really started the conservation movement in America. And Kentucky is the inventor of no-till corn. We continue to innovate production practices that are replicated around the world.
As for what's next, Quarles says he will have an announcement in the next few days, but plans on sticking with public service. Now that the Bluegrass Army Depot has destroyed more than 30,000 tons of chemical weapons, what's next for the grounds and the estimated 2,600 people who work there? William Ritter, a public affairs official for the depot, says it will take 2 years to decontaminate and sanitize anything that came in contact with those chemical ammunitions.
The way the law is written, that plant where the chemical mission was done is supposed to be totally destroyed. Well, this study is looking to see what else can go there because it has a lot of all the infrastructure that any brand new building would need to operate on.
The study he is referring to is a feasibility study Congressman Andy Barr presented and was able to pass in the House to look at other options for use of the plant location. An organization in our region is aiming to keep students interested in the nursing profession in eastern Kentucky. Shaping Our Appalachian Region, also known as SOAR, is hosting a 2-week camp at the University of Pikeville. Students will have a college-like experience while learning from healthcare professionals. Pikeville High School student Holly Ramey says she wants to eventually provide medical care in her hometown.
I'm planning to gain on a lot of knowledge on stuff that I'm really wanting to learn more about, even in college, even whenever I turn an adult. And I hope that it sticks with me and that I can just possibly and keep helping people's lives.
Ramey also says she wants to attend the University of Pikeville and get a degree in nursing with a goal of becoming a nurse practitioner. She says the SOAR organization is helping to make those dreams a reality. SOAR is also looking for speakers to apply for a 10 Talk at the Corbin Arena. It is presented by the University of the Cumberlands. The SOAR website states 10 minutes, 10 slides, and you. It is a chance to share ideas about the region. The deadline to apply is August 21st on the website. This will take place at the SOAR Summit in October. Some school districts are providing students with free school supplies this fall. In Floyd County, 5th through 12th grade students will be given computers and backpacks. Officials say the money comes from elementary and secondary school emergency relief funds and community groups like ARH. The free supplies will be handed out to students the first week of classes. Before the professionals take center stage at the Barbasol Championship in Nicholasville later today, it was the kids' time to shine on the course at Champions at Keene Trace. Kids who participated in Tuesday's activities were part of the YMCA of Central Kentucky's Power Scholars Academy. YMCA staff say the summer program's goal is to keep children engaged through enrichment activities just like golf.
Exposing them to career opportunities, to be a golfer, to go on to do additional things in the golf world is really something that some of our scholars might not have the exposure to.
Barry also went on to say the program is focused on students who are demonstrating results below the 40th percentile, adding they have seen demonstrated results on average of 2 months gain in reading and writing in the 6-week program. The Pike County Sheriff's Office is taking the week to work with kids in the area. The 2023 Sheriff's Camp kicked off yesterday with a schedule full of summer fun for students, from fishing to horseback riding to bonding on boats. Those involved say the camp is the county's way of localizing the Kentucky's Boys and Girls Ranch.
We can tailor it to what they would want to do. So most kids like water. So all 3 days involves water in one way or the other. So they're not getting burned up and getting a breeze most of the time, especially on the boats.
The kids say it is a fun time for all, and they are looking forward to the rest of the week. Heads up for drivers who use the Hazard Bypass. Expect delays starting today. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet District 10 in Jackson has announced they will start repaving the busy road. The KYTC says drivers should expect lane closings while the project is underway. They are expecting long traffic delays as a result of the road work. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, historic flooding swept Vermont the past few days, and more rain might still be on the way.
Here at home, one more dry and hot day before those rain chances are back in our forecast. I'll track them for you in about 3 minutes.